What's going on YouTube? Michael Sampson here, and in this video I want to highlight some of the main reasons why you shouldn't get involved in remote sales, because at the end of the day, to keep it 100, to be very direct and transparent, it is not for everybody. Working in this environment at times can be stressful. It can be very lonesome, right? So if you're a super extroverted person and you need to be around a lot of people, it might not be the ideal situation. But it's hard not to know that, because when you go online, what does social media do? It glamorizes everything. It glamorizes being self-employed, being your own boss, making your own hours, work where you want, with who you want, where you want. And at the end of the day, I've been lucky. It's been my reality for the past 5 years, but it's not for everybody. So again, I just want to go over some of the main reasons and let you be the judge. Starting off with the first reason, a lack of self-belief. And getting started into this, I could relate to that because I used to play a lot of sports. Until this day, I play a lot of basketball. If you ever meet me in person, I'm a tall black guy, so I guess I fit that stereotype. But I remember vividly, because this was something super pivotal in my career. We had a playoff game against a very competitive high school team in Canada. And I was sitting on the bench with my team and with my assistant coach, and he looked me dead in the face and he said, "Mike, I believe in you, your team believes in you, Coach Mitchell believes in you, but until you believe in yourself, things aren't going to change for you. You're still not going to perform to your best. You're still going to be your own worst enemy." And I remember sitting on the bench wanting to punch this guy in the face, because I was like, man, what an asshole. But at the end of the day, he was just speaking facts. 100%. Until you believe in yourself, things aren't going to change. Things aren't going to improve. And I share that story because if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of self-confidence, a lot of belief, or willing to take the step into something completely new, it's going to be a struggle, right? So fast forward, I got involved in an environment, a commission-only environment. It wasn't remote sales. It was actually doing direct-to-home, door-to-door sales, selling home security. And how it would work is 12 to 1 p.m., Monday to Friday, we would do something called attending a correlation meeting. What the goal of this meeting was basically to get everybody fired up. They'd have us jumping up and down, screaming, just to get us fired up for the day, number one. Number two, we had to role play our door approach. So when we went on the doors, we were as sharp as a tack. We knew our pitch, we knew our product. And then number three was just to goal set, have some camaraderie, and have some accountability amongst the team. So I remember attending these meetings, and at the end of the day, I hate to admit this, but I'm kind of a competitive and healthy egotistical guy. I would look around and be like, yeah, I know I could sell better than this person. I know I could sell better than this person. I know I could do better than this person. To make a long story short, we would finish these meetings. We would then be assigned to a car group, which was basically a fancy way of saying you're getting dropped off to a random area to go knock on people's doors and sell them this service. And I remember day after day after day, I would put in all these hours working on the doors, knocking from literally 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Saturday. And it literally took me a month and a half before I got my first sale. A month and a half before I got my first sale. So I want you to think about this. This is a commission-only environment. I'm not getting paid on the hour. I'm not getting paid, you know what I mean, like a minimum wage job here. I was literally working for free for that first month and a bit. I would come back to these meetings every single day. And I remember it being just the most painful thing, because we would be in our correlation and our manager, Blaine, would be like, okay, Johnny, what did you sell today? I sold 2. Everybody would clap. Sarah, what did you sell today? I sold 3. Everybody would clap. Michael, what did you sell today? I sold 0. And that was literally my reality for a month and a half, or a month and 2 weeks. I was literally starving. So the fortunate thing, I was a young gentleman. I never had a crazy amount of bills. So I could afford to sit and starve, hypothetically, right? I never had a bunch of bills I had to cover and really suffer for. However, it was still humiliating. It was still painful going to these meetings and watching everybody succeed but myself. And eventually, things clicked. And when that click happened, it broke through in a really big way, because at that point, the belief went from here all the way down, all the way up to the sky, because I could now go out there on demand. I could start selling. I could make income. And it really built that self-belief. It built that self-confidence. And it built that courage in myself that I can do it. So the question is, how many of you would have quit after the first day, the first week, the first 2 weeks? Like, you really have to want it. You really have to become a different breed when you get involved in a commission-only, eat what you kill environment, because it's totally different. You don't get paid to just sit on your ass and show up like any other 9-to-5 job. No disrespect, right? You only get paid for results. You have to produce. No excuses. If you're not producing, there is no income coming in. And that was the bottom line, right? So that's the first reason why you shouldn't get involved in this kind of environment, is if you're an individual that lacks confidence, that lacks self-belief, and you don't want to put in the steps to improve that, it's something you might want to reconsider. Because again, at the end of the day, social media likes to glamorize it. I feel like online we could over promote how easy it actually is. Don't get it twisted. It's work. You have to put in the work, you have to generate the results, and you have to build the skill sets. Now, the second reason why you shouldn't get involved in a commission-only environment is you're not comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay, I'm going to say that again. You're not comfortable being uncomfortable. Again, growing up, I'm a naturally introverted person. I had severe social anxiety. There's countless experiences I can remember growing up and being in class and having a teacher call my name and say, "Hey, Mike, read the second sentence out of the school book." And I would literally be sweating profusely. My heart would be pounding out of my chest. And I would be so self-conscious and so worried. Again, growing up, not to get too deep into that, but it was tough, right? I never was comfortable being uncomfortable. The exciting thing is, though, is if you could embrace that awkwardness, if you could get used to putting yourself into uncomfortable situations, like if picking up the phone and calling a prospect to make a sales call, if that makes you uncomfortable, but you do it over and over and over and over again, it's eventually going to become second nature, right? Again, another basketball analogy, because I love basketball. You look at Steph Curry, guy's literally the best three-point shooter of all time. How the hell did he get to that level? Some people would say, well, yeah, his dad was great and he just has extraordinary genetics. Sure, but at the end of the day, homie was in the gym all day, all night, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of reps, right? Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. He literally had to change his shot from shooting from his chest to get it over his head. And that was only by putting in the repetitions. And it's the exact same thing in any commission-only, remote sales in general environment. You're going to be uncomfortable at first, but the more reps that you put up, you eventually figure it out. You're going to look dumb. You're going to have some humiliating moments here and there. But if you could get comfortable, you will eventually figure it out. I don't know when. I just know if you don't quit, you'll eventually see the end result that you're looking for. So the second reason why you shouldn't get involved is if you're really in your head and you don't want to look stupid and you don't want to be comfortable, you don't want to be uncomfortable in front of people and whatnot, probably not for you. Now, lastly, and really there's a bunch of other reasons, but these are just the three main reasons that stuck out in my head and what I wanted to talk about. But the last reason why you shouldn't get involved as a self-employed, commission-only representative, whether it's remote or traditional or whatever sales environment, is the third reason: you can't commit to a daily method of operation. And I'm going to tie this in specific to remote sales, because how it works in my industry, I don't have a boss breathing on my neck. I don't have a bunch of mandatory accountability meetings I have to talk to with some of the owners of the company. I don't have a bunch of people I have to answer to. If I really wanted to, I could literally stay in my bed all day and sleep. There's nobody watching me. I write my own check. And would I want to do that? No, I still want income coming in. But the point I'm trying to make is that I have total flexibility of my schedule. So in another video, I'm going to really outline this, show you my day-to-day, but just to give you a bit of background, how my day-to-day works from 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. These 5 time slots, I make it a part of my religion to literally be on the phone talking and following up with prospects. That's been my daily method of operation for the past 5 years, working for myself 100% remote. And again, I don't have a boss telling me to do this. I don't have somebody I'm checking into. This is what works for me. This is what's generated results. And at the end of the day, I just built those self-employed habits, right? There's been multiple times where, for example, let's say I had a dentist appointment and that appointment was at 9:30. I can't tell you how many times I will have my laptop, my headset, I'll be driving to the appointment, 9 a.m. will pop up on the clock. I will literally pull over, get my laptop out, hotspot my cell phone, and get my calls done. Why? Because I'm the hardest boss on myself than any boss could imagine. That's the kind of commitment you have to having a DMO, a daily method of operation. Why is that? Because no one's going to force you to do it. No one's going to make you buckle down and do the work that you need to do. And when you're transitioning into this kind of a role, these are all new habits. You're used to having your boss say, hey, where's that assignment? It's 3 p.m. You should have already gave me that assignment. You're used to being, quote unquote, babysat by the higher ups, right? So if you're somebody that isn't a self-motivated person, you're not a self-starter, remote sales and working in a eat what you kill environment, again, it might not be for you. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be dropping weekly value like this, and I really hope that it helps. If you do have these traits right now, definitely think twice about getting involved in an industry like this. But if you do have the desire to basically learn the right traits, so to get the belief in yourself, to basically get comfortable being uncomfortable, and lastly, to commit to doing a daily method of operation, these are all learnable skills, and you're able to learn them as you go.